I'm Manny Salvatori of Blind Cat Beer Company, and this is the Brewer to Brewer podcast from All About Beer. My guest is Kevin Dugan of Joyride Brewing Company, and he is here for a conversation that goes beyond the brew house and into topics that matter to brewing professionals and curious beer drinkers. First, please visit allaboutbeer.com and follow on social media at allaboutbeer. And to support journalism in the beer space, check out allaboutbeer.com/support. We'll get into the conversation in just a moment, but first this message.
Hi, this is Tim Shasha from Berkeley Yeast. Our mission is to give brewers better tools that are affordable and easy to use. Our team has been developing Tropics yeast for nearly 10 years, and we just launched it in a dried format. This is a yeast strain with high thiol biotransformation activity, which means it's great for making tropical forward hazy IPAs. I'll tell you more about how it works later in the show, or you can check the show notes for our recent article called All About Thiols.
Malteurop has long been a pillar of North American malting, and they're growing to meet the needs of the modern brewer. Their brand new warehouse expansion at the Winona, Minnesota Malt House marks a new chapter in their commitment to service and reliability. With increased capacity and optimized logistics at the Winona hub, Malteurop is delivering the quality you expect with the speed you need. Discover the Malteurop difference at malteuropmaltingco.com. Senos just changed the fermentation intelligence game again. Their new intelligent fusion module packs 5 high-precision sensors: pH, pressure, temperature, dissolved oxygen, and connectivity into a single compact module. One tank port and complete fermentation visibility. And it's built to evolve. New sensing capabilities will be added over time, so your Senos M3 gets smarter as brewing science advances. Stop patching together multiple devices. Invest in an intelligent platform built for what's next. Visit senos.com to learn more. That's SENNOS.com.
Welcome, and I'm very pleased to have my guy, Hacksaw Kevin Dugan, as my guest today.
Hey.
Originally from Flagstaff, Arizona, Kevin started in the brewing industry in 2015 at Odell Brewing Company in packaging and moved to the cellar department in 2018 before moving to Denver in 2021 to help out at both of Odell's R&D brew houses. He left Odell in 2024 to pursue art full-time, had a ton of fun, made a fair amount of art, went back to beer in 2025 when he joined the team at Joyride Brewing in Edgewater, Colorado. My guy, Kev. We go way back. I miss you. We haven't seen each other in a couple of years, and man, this is awesome.
No, yeah, it's amazing to see you. It's amazing to hear your voice. It's been years since we've even spoken on the phone. So, like, holy cow!
I know, man. Miss you, love you. This guy is an amazing artist. So please follow his art and drink his beer. You know.
Yeah, try my wares, whatever type they are, whether it's the the visual arts or the beer arts. Come check it out.
So I met Kev at UC Davis in 2019, like just before COVID, and we had all these plans to like do things, and like it then COVID hit, and it took a long time, and we eventually made beer together from Denver and Pennsylvania. We like came together and like made some cool mushroom beer, and that's still a thing that we do at Blind Cat today. And
that's awesome. So now the interview becomes the interviewer real quick. Sorry, just to ask you one quick question. Are you making other mushroom beers? And sorry to not be more familiar with repertoire. I wish I lived down the street and could just pop in and taste it. But
we've made 2 so far. We've done Spinal Cap. We did the batch in Denver. We did 2 batches at Blind Cat.
Yeah.
And then we did, for our 1-year anniversary, we did an Imperial Pilsner with King Oyster mushrooms.
Oh shit! I might have even seen that. And just
local mushrooms too. Like we've been sourcing local mushrooms, which is like so sick.
And that's so sick, but that's also so BC.
Yeah, we love local.
Do you mind if I abbreviate your name to BC? Like that's just what
it is.
Okay, but that's what I say in my own head too. We just
Uh,
haven't like, dude, we literally haven't talked since you opened your brewery. This is wild.
well, we're talking now, baby. So let's
I
go.
know, this is amazing.
We
Yeah,
want to talk about you.
baby.
Maybe next week you just call me back and we just reverse this conversation. You know?
No, yeah, yeah, no. We need to this conversation definitely needs a sidecar at
Yeah.
some point very
Uh,
soon.
we'll we'll hop on the
For
phone now.
now, for now.
But man, I have so much to talk to you about. Like
Yes, yes. Okay, I'll
like
shut up.
one, man, Odell is like probably one of the most popular breweries in the country, and I guess I want to know like the first thing is like how you even got a job there.
What? That's so insulting. You're like,
No, like in a good
no, you're
way.
like, no, but you're
In
like,
a good way.
how does a scumbag like yourself?
Nobody know, no, nobody knew about Bronx Brewery. They're like,
No, I love it. I love it.
this short guy's making beer in the Bronx now at this place that nobody knows about. You know, but no,
Man, it's so
I
much more than
was
that.
super stoked. I was super stoked to find out where you worked when I met you, and I just want to know like
No, yeah, yeah. Okay.
how you ended up there.
Yeah, no. So, I moved to Fort Collins, Colorado in 2012, and immediately, like you in 2012 anyway, one would just like immerse themselves in beer culture. I was like, if I don't if I don't get into beer in this town, and I come from a pretty beery town too, so like beer was not a part of my life, but I was like, I better start drinking a little more often and frequenting breweries and whatnot. But it immediately was like Odell was, in my scope, the best employer in town. So I came from coffee and culinary background, but I was looking at Odell and thinking like, man, it would be super sick to like get in and learn how to make beer, you know. So anyway, a couple of the ports into a brewery such as Odell was packaging, or the tap room, or maybe like warehouse, I guess, could be like a cool, like quote unquote entry level job that you could, but packaging, they would they would listen, they would like read a resume from somebody with no experience and say and like take a chance on you. And it just so happened that the two people that were in charge of packaging at Odell at the time was a photographer and a musician. And so like when they sat me down for the interview and I was like, "Hey, I'm an artist and I, full time, that's my career that doesn't pay, but it's like my life." And they were like, "Oh, that's not," anyway, that was attractive to them. And so, but yeah, anyway, that's how it was, man. Packaging. PKG for life, you know?
Gee, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, how was your experience there? Like you spent a
Oh
lot
my
of time
God.
doing, right? Like like
Yeah,
centrifuge. You had a separate room for your centrifuge.
yeah. No, yeah, no, yeah. Our two centrifuges. We
Yeah,
had two. You
yeah.
ever run two centrifuges at the same time, man? No, my time at Odell was sick. It was like, it was so wild. Like, I'm getting a little teary just like thinking about the beginnings, and yeah. And it's just like, it's wild when you like you don't like, so I like, we were to when you're talking to the masses, you're like trying to introduce somebody to like what a fermenter looks like. And like that's like who I was at the time in starting at Odell. I never even like, I've been on a few brewery tours or whatever, but I was not, I don't come from the like seemingly pretty common, like I homebrewed for X amount. Like I still have never homebrewed a beer.
That's pretty awesome.
How
That's
wild
pretty
is
awesome. That's
that?
awesome.
I've been a brewer for 10 years and
My
I've homebrewed.
homebrew sucked, so you're probably better off.
Whatever. I don't know, man. I love it when people bring me shit that they brewed. I'm like always down to try it, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And I guess that hasn't happened very often, and I've never had to tell somebody like, "Hey, your beer is truly terrible." But
Yeah.
I would also be super interested to dive into why that might be happening. Like take my like very commercial experience of what brewing is and apply it to your kitchen setup and be like, I,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder why this is going on. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking way too much.
No, dude, no, we're riffing, man. That's
All
like
right, all right,
what this is all about, man. We're talking
all right.
about being creative and brewing and just doing the thing, you know?
Oh yeah, but anyway, you did ask like what it was like. So I want to answer your question.
Hey man, you worked at one of the most
Mid answer
popular
trying to.
breweries and like one of like the most legendary breweries of this country. Like that's
Oh, I know.
insane, you
I
know?
know. I know.
Insane.
Like while I like so in Flagstaff, Arizona growing up, I was like a like maybe 2 or 3 day a week drinker, right? So I wasn't like your like biggest uh but Odell was huge in Flagstaff. Like as I was like maybe like 23, 24 years old, like really starting to get into like beers around town, there was an Odell IPA neon sign in every single bar downtown, and you guaranteed it was on tap like
In
every
Arizona.
in Arizona, Flagstaff,
Yeah.
Arizona. It
Yeah.
was like so in moving to Fort Collins, Colorado, I was like, that's the coolest shit ever. You like, and I can just go to this tap room. So yeah, you can imagine what it felt like when I like walk in the first day. I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure I work here. They're like, are
That's
you
awesome.
sure? I'm like, yeah, I am. And like, I don't know, you pinch yourself a few times. It took like a little while, like the hiring process took a little time, like as things do, just like in life, and production schedule, things get busy. So like if, maybe the bottling line was down for a few days, so it took a few extra days. But anyway, the whole time I was like terrified that somehow my job was gonna get ripped away from me before I even had it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, you walk in and it's
Everybody
like,
wants that job, you know?
yeah, man, it's like it really felt like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory type shit. I can smell like I can
Seriously,
still
yeah.
smell what it smelled like. Like, and it was summer, it was the middle of summer, July 15th, 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And like I can still remember like what it smells like in the summer when you walk back into the packaging hall at Odell. Like, and
That's
that's
probably the
cool
best.
shit, man. It's so romantic and like it just
It's
really
crazy. It's crazy like you like start working at like smaller breweries too, and then you like kind of I don't know, like I worked at Bronx. We weren't that big, but we were big enough. And then you start working at like a smaller place or open up your own, like whatever, and then you kind of forget like the smells and the things, and then it like brings it back, you know.
totally. Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
I would
I
imagine, I mean, you've worked at so many different breweries at this point. Like, I'm sure you've
I just
encountered so
don't.
many different smells and places.
Yeah, I don't know what you know. I don't
You don't
know
even
what
know what you were
I smell
smelling.
right now. Can I smell? Can I smell? Um, but man, I'm like super envious that you worked at a place like that. Like even like here, like people will like we've done our collab, Spinal Cap, and people will come in and it's not all the time, but people will come in and be like, "How'd you have a collab with Odell Brewing Company?" You know,
Right.
and I'm
Yeah,
like, man,
no.
we got the connects, baby. You know, like we've been talking about mushroom
That's
beer for like 7 years now. You know, and we're doing
yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah, no, that's so cool. I was actually in I was I was in Germany, and I was wearing my Odell 90 shilling soccer jersey, and this dude like stopped me and was like, "What, Odell? Like, what's up?" And I was like 2017, like I still worked there. I was like still in packaging, was like not still that sounded awful the way there was like a tone there. Like that, I don't mean to say that, but like it was like the beginning of my career, and I was like, wow, here I am in Germany and this dude, and it turned out he was from Colorado also. So it wasn't like that big time type shit. It was more small world type shit, but it was like, I don't know. Yeah. No, those dudes are dope. But like beer is dope.
and you
Like
worked at
it's
like
I value all of it. Like
of course, yeah.
it's like I don't know, just maybe yeah. Anyway, like yeah. Sorry, I'll stop talking. You talk.
No, no. I mean, we're riffing, baby. Let's
I
go.
know, I know. No, yeah.
All right. All right. Um, you worked there for how long?
8.5 years. That
Yeah.
sounds weird. That's like
Yeah.
only someone who's less than 10 years old would tell you their age with like a percentage of the following year. But yeah, yeah.
Insane.
Over
Insane.
8 years, man. Yeah. And I never thought I was gonna work anywhere in my life like that long, like is like, but as soon as I got that
Never
job, I
do.
was
You
like,
never do.
I'll probably work here for 30 years. That was kind of
Yeah.
like I told myself, I was like, this is it
Yeah.
forever, you know?
And things change, man. And like this is why I wanted to talk to you
Yeah.
is because like I've been in the industry for like at this point like almost 11 years or something, and I dealt with like burnout, and and the burnout has gotten like serious and stuff, and I guess my main thing was like asking why you wanted to leave. I know you wanted to focus on your art. um your art's amazing, by the way, and
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
everything I've seen from you is just like mind blowing. I couldn't believe it when you first showed me the stuff you've done. I was just like, holy shit! Like, how can somebody do this? But
Damn, thank you.
was it the art, or was there like a mix of like art and like burnout?
I mean, I guess like that's a tough question. It's like, and it's also hard to remember now, 2 years later, like exactly where my head was or whatever. But there was like this part of me that was like, I couldn't be as productive as I wanted to be outside of beer. It was like beer gave me enough, and especially like the last 3 years of my time at Odell gave me enough creativity that I like it was absolutely scratching that itch. So like I have this like burning need to make shit, and beer is a great shit to make. Like
Absolutely,
it's
yeah,
like I don't get to see people see the things that I like have drawn and painted and whatnot all that often. I don't see people interact with my art, but I am able to see people interact with my beer. It's sometimes I've thought about it almost like, especially when you work at a smaller place, where you're connected directly to the tap room, it's like almost like stand-up comedy level of like feedback. Like you hear about it or like immediately. Like there's this immediacy to your like put it out in the world and then people are responding to your shit. And when you're making beer, you're making community. And
yeah,
so it, but there was this part of me, and I have notebooks full of ideas, like all my sketchbooks, like there's like a page dedicated to like ideas for future shit. And like sometimes I'll like go back to
yeah.
stuff like from before I even met you and be like, damn, that was a cool idea. And then like we flesh that shit out and like, oh damn, even 10 years later, that was a good idea. It's just like I didn't have the time at the time. I was giving that time. You know, a good friend of mine from early at Odell gave me this phrase that, like, I don't know, this might sound shitty, and I'm definitely not going to say their name, but and it's not shitty, it's hopeful, like, but it does kind of there anyway. It was something that their father had given them, and it was follow your dream or someone else will pay you to follow theirs. You know
Yeah,
what? That's like a
yeah,
statement about like or employmentship and like
yeah.
how difficult that is, like
Part of it. Yeah,
I think like a similar, I stopped making beer to make art and be an entrepreneur in the art space. Like you stopped making beer for other people to go be an entrepreneur in the art of beer space, like
yeah,
we are kind of on a similar path there. I think yours was a little more well thought out, like when I quit Odell, I was kind of just like, I gotta make stuff. And you know what? It's now. And my
I don't know
wife
about
and
well thought out, man. Well thought out is
I,
a crazy way to say it, but all right.
hey, here you are. You're like a year and a
We're
half
just
in. You're still doing it.
yeah, we just go with the flow, you know. We
You
have a
see,
plan. There's always gonna be things that like sidetrack you, but you just keep going with the flow, and if it's meant to work, you make it work, you know.
well, and that's, I mean, when you work in production, I'm sure of any sort, like any kind of manufacturing, you learn that like you have to just go with the flow. Like shit does not
You
always go according to
you
plan.
you were also like an inspiration to me, like when we were thinking about our whole like you are the first artist that we had do a label for us that wasn't from Pennsylvania.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
But when we are brewing a beer and we're gonna can it, we will the way we like plan our labels is like everything, all the like knowledge you need, like the name, the ABV, whatever is like on the side, and then the rest of the label just becomes a canvas for like whatever the artist wants to do. Like doesn't have to have anything to do with the name of the beer, the style of beer. We just like we'll reach out to like a local artist and be like, hey, do you want to do a label? You can do whatever you want. Here's your
Yeah.
space. Doesn't have to do like whatever. Like normally they'll more often than not they will like make it kind of tie into like the style or the name or whatever, but like they don't have to. It's just like it's a canvas, and like you are like kind of one of the inspirations. Like when we were like thinking about this, like you knew our whole plan, and I was like, man, we should just like let people do whatever they want on these cans, you know. And even when we did Spinal Cap, I was like, man,
Just do
we're
whatever
gonna
you want. And then I did the most
do whatever you
cliche
want.
shit.
You know, like mushrooms, like whatever. I was like,
Mushrooms,
man, we could have done
guitar.
whatever, but like it's sick, but it's so sick. And it's just like, man, there's a way to like do uh I don't know how to I don't really know how to say it, but like there's a way to like bring both things together, man, and not
I mean, that's like I think that the
I don't know what I'm saying.
what you choose to wrap your beer in is super fucking important. Like that is like, you know, we yeah, you're judging the book by the cover, you're judging the beer by the can, or you're judging, like judge a book by the spine. That's a Billy Woods. I tend to uh I'm surprised that's the first time a rap lyric has come up because I like only speak in rap lyrics these days. Or maybe just like at all. Oh, probably the whole time we've known each other. I'm like,
Dude,
oh, by the way, this reminds me of a rap song, so this is
I
what I wanted
wanted
to say about that.
we were gonna make a beer at Bronx. I wanted to name it Who Copped the Blue Drop.
Who copped the blue drop? What is that? I don't even
That's
know.
Mace. Who
Oh,
copped the blue drop?
I don't know this. See,
And
I'm
it's
totally ignorant to
oh
that.
yeah, and it was like a blueberry beer. So I was like, oh, Who Copped the Blue Drop is so good.
But you didn't use it?
Mace is from Harlem, which is like
A
literally
stone's
like
throw.
blocks from where the Bronx Brewery was. It just made so much sense, and it never happened. And I was like,
Why
God
not?
dang
Like
it,
you just got
God
outvoted or
dang
what?
it.
That was the last thing I was doing at work today was trying to name a beer. We were actually trying to name two beers, a porter and a hazy IPA. And I was
Those are your names, Porter
like
and
a
Hazy IPA.
right?
Done,
Exactly. Exactly.
done.
When all else fails, just name it the style and you
Yeah,
can't go wrong.
yeah. Joyride
Um,
Hazy IPA.
but
Done.
who copped the blue drop?
Who Copped the Blue Drop?
All right. Well, I'm using that name next time I get a
Yeah,
chance. I'm
look
just
it
gonna
up.
start
It's a
every
great.
time we need a name for a beer, I'm gonna
Yeah,
suggest
just
who copped the
that.
blue drop
Yeah,
until we use
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And yeah.
Exactly. No, seriously. I mean, Bronx was like the birthplace of hip hop, so like it
Yeah,
made sense, and like
absolutely.
I was very shocked that nobody wanted to use that name. I was like, "Are you kidding me, man?" And then like I don't know, years later you hear it, and you're like, "Man, that could have been a really good beer name," you know,
Right?
in the Bronx. Now I'm in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Pittston, Pennsylvania, where like I don't know, like no one's gonna get it as much, you know,
Right. Yeah,
as a
no, I don't think that anybody would necessarily get it out here either. I am an avid rap fan and I didn't even fucking know what you're talking about, but I was like I
yeah,
also didn't listen.
yeah,
I've never listened to a full Mace album, so I don't know. You know, but and clear that might have even been a single. Maybe I didn't even listen to all the singles. I don't know. Um, anyhow, yeah.
man. Well, yeah. I mean, getting back, I know we just segued so hard, but so you worked at Odell, you left. Why did you leave the industry?
Oh yes. back to the question. Mid. That's
we're
another rap.
getting back-
That's
we're
another rap. That's
getting
another
back
rap
to
line.
it.
Mid answer, trying to remember what the question
I
is.
know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's
I,
the name
I
of the
wrote.
song, man.
I didn't write everything down, but I wrote a couple things down so I could
No,
like.
no. Thank you for getting me back on track
I
too, because like
know.
I
I
had
know
no
how my
idea.
mind works, and I just need like a couple bullet points, dude.
Oh
I
shit. All
went to
right, all right.
I went
So
to the site today. So
why I left? Okay, yeah. So my wife and I were seriously considering a move. We were thinking that we needed to leave Denver. We were dead set on moving to Oregon. So my wife Rebecca, she's an educator. So at the end of the school year, we were like, we're gonna pack up our shit, put it in storage, and then go through all of Oregon on a sick ass road trip, and we'll find our forever home. And long story short, well, I decided at the very like so we live right next to this lake in Denver called Sloan's Lake. It is amazing. We've gotten really into checking out the birds, and the lake is just like so sick for all the birds that you can see there. So like the fact that I can walk 2 blocks and be at this lake is just like, all right, I don't think we give this up. In like we have cheap rent at this apartment. Like I don't know, like looking around anyway. Or maybe I was like, I own too many records. I don't want to pack all my shit up and put it in storage. Long
books
story
too.
longer, we didn't find our forever home in Oregon. We found plenty of cool places. Some sick breweries that would have been amazing to work at or whatever, but in the end it just like didn't feel like home to us. So we came back here, and then I was like, all right, well then shit. Now I'm broke. I spent all that time being an artist, but like there was no, I didn't have yeah, anyway, that was talking about the future. We were talking about the past, like why I left. And it was just
Yeah, why
like
you let? I mean, it's gonna be why you
it
left.
was
Why
like
you left.
we felt like we were probably gonna relocate, and I needed to make some fucking art before we did. So
Yeah,
I took off to spend some time at home drawing and baking. Yeah.
yeah.
It was such a hard decision though, man. I
Why
can't
you
even
left.
tell you.
Why you left and why you went back is like mainly what I wanted to talk about.
Okay,
So
sick. Well,
riff,
this
riff, dude.
we're only, halfway through here, and we've already,
We could talk forever,
come pretty
man.
much there. We
I don't
could
think
talk
there's. I don't think.
forever.
I
We're
don't think
gonna
there's.
talk forever.
I don't think there's a limit. We could talk forever. We are going to take a short break for this message, and then come right back for more of this conversation with Kevin Dugan.
Tim here again from Berkeley Yeast. Our Tropics yeast is based on a London ale strain, but we added a new gene to its genome that codes for a unique thiol-releasing enzyme. The enzyme converts the precursors in barley to free thiols that smell and taste like passionfruit and grapefruit. It's super clean. No off flavors like burnt rubber or other sulfurous notes, just tropical aromatics. You don't have to do anything unusual either, like mash hopping. Just pitch dry Tropics and supercharge your hazy IPA.
Malteurop has long been a pillar of North American malting, and they're growing to meet the needs of the modern brewer. Their brand new warehouse expansion at the Winona, Minnesota Malt House marks a new chapter in their commitment to service and reliability. With increased capacity and optimized logistics at the Winona hub, Malteurop is delivering the quality you expect with the speed you need. Discover the Malteurop difference at malteuropmaltingco.com. Senos just changed the fermentation intelligence game again. Their new intelligent fusion module packs 5 high-precision sensors: pH, pressure, temperature, dissolved oxygen, and connectivity into a single compact module. One tank port and complete fermentation visibility. And it's built to evolve. New sensing capabilities will be added over time, so your Senos M3 gets smarter as brewing science advances. Stop patching together multiple devices. Invest in an intelligent platform built for what's next. Visit Senos.com to learn more. That's SENNOS.com.
Hey, I am back. Welcome back with my homeboy, Hacksaw Kevin Dugan. Love this guy. Ho!
Hey yo.
We go way back, and we are going to we're going to talk about some more stuff brewing related. So I guess we're talking about like why you left the industry, and I know you want to focus on your art. Your art's seriously amazing. Like when I met you, you showed me some stuff and I was like blown away. And every time you post anything, I know how good it's gonna be. What essentially made you come back to the brewing industry?
Well, you know, as soon as so the way that I was made is so uniquely formed toward brewing, which like is like you might not necessarily know. Anyway, I love to clean shit. So when I stopped brewing, so I'm like at home full-time artist, but I am just like deep cleaning my whole fucking house because I just was like, what part of like that? Apparently, that was the first part I truly missed. I was just like, I gotta clean shit, And so, but ultimately though, one just you need a job. Like it wasn't super practical to like I didn't have a ton of outlet for selling my artwork, so it was like I knew there was value in this thing, but it wasn't something I could capitalize on immediately. You know what I mean? So it was like make a bunch of shit. Now I have a show that I showed, and it was like, or I've like shown my shit around. Like my current, what I'm working on right now is like this silly series of bird drawings. They're birds wearing sneakers, and um, it's just like silly, whimsical shit. But it's like, it's like really resonating with people, and it's like it feels really good to it feels like beer. It feels like making beer and like watching people have a good time and form community in the tap room. It's like people are buying my whimsical, silly drawings and hanging it in their house, and like hopefully, if you're having a hard time, you're like, well, that's ridiculous, and things can be a little light or whatever. Um, but yeah, ultimately, one must have a job, and this brewery that I love right down the street from my house. It's just on the other side of the lake that I live at. Um, they they were hiring. Um, it I'm not an ideal candidate for the role that I'm in at this brewery, and I was a little bit of a hard sell to them because I'm a bit overqualified for what they were looking for in this role.
Yeah,
Um, but I'm kind of looking to just like have fun and make beer and not like I want to still make my art, like that's why I had to
yeah,
leave Odell in the first place, was like I couldn't make my art. So it's like, can I find a balance between working production at a brewery and then coming home with enough energy and time to make things and
yeah.
feed my soul, you know?
It's
So
also tough to like kind of say that you're overqualified, right? Like I also applied for a job one time where I was like overqualified for, but like at the time it was like in between a big production brewery like Odell, like not as big, but it was in between Bronx and in between opening Blind Cat. And it was like I needed a job, you know?
oh yeah, and
How
like
do you how do you not sound arrogant when you're like, I know I'm probably overqualified for this job, but
and that's
I will do this job, you know?
that wasn't that sort of uh I wasn't saying I'm overqualified for this job. I was like trying to sell myself on like, no, no,
But
no, it's cool, it's
yeah,
cool.
I'll
Like
do it.
I get it, I get it. You're trying to you want somebody to be this assistant brewer and like come into the industry. And I'm like, yo, but I could do this job because I know how to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it just like makes sense with my lifestyle. And then, there's I do bartend, one or so days a week. So it's like I don't know, just trying to like round out a round out a career in beer while I'm also trying to round out a career in my house.
Yeah. I mean, same. I was just like, man, I know what my resume says, but like I'll do it. Like
Yeah.
I just like to brew, so like I will
Well,
do it. I'm not conceited. Like Yeah, it
and
was just like one of those things. It was like, how do you separate? Like, how do you make them understand that like you're just willing to do it and not just
right,
them look at your resume immediately and be like, no, they're not going to do it. They're overqualified.
right,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah, or
information
like,
there.
and you know, for me, I did definitely come to it from like a point of like, I feel like I can give as much energy as this job needs and still keep enough, like, you know, I've been doing this long enough that it doesn't hurt so bad to do it. You know, like
Yeah,
it's, and not hurt so bad, but you know, this is a physical job. It's like, you know, I tweaked my wrist today, just like doing like a silly like wrench on a fitting. Like it was like a like, oh damn it, I'm getting old, you know, type of situation.
yeah,
But
yeah.
um
We have a beer called 0 Days, and it's called 0 Days because that's how many days it's been since I've hurt myself. And it can just be like dumb
any
as
given day.
shit, you know. Like I'll be like standing there and I'll just like bump into a valve, you know. It's like, oh god damn it, like now I'm bleeding all over the place. It's like,
Yep.
you know, 0 days, baby.
I definitely go through a lot of band-aids, you know. I'm not
Well,
going to cost you much in payroll, but I'm going to cost you a ton in band-aids.
yeah, when I left, honestly, that's actually hilarious because when I left Bronx, the president of the company was like, "You were definitely the, the guy that used the most band-aids in this company." So
That's
I
awesome.
totally get it. I totally get it.
Man,
Um, so
I
I know you weren't like gone from the industry like super long, but like, what has changed in that like in the time? You know,
mm,
how long were you out of the industry and back in? It was like what,
it
2 years?
was almost like it was exactly a year. Yeah.
Exactly a year.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what do
And
you think has changed in that year?
um
I feel like things are changing all the time, so it's like
yeah,
kind of
yeah, you know,
it's,
like
it's also
honestly,
different. It's
like
also different
where
like over
I
here than it is in
exactly like
Colorado, probably.
regionally, like the biggest
Exactly.
change is just like the brewery is closing. You
Yeah.
know, like it used to be there was just like a lot of growth. There was a lot of breweries opening or whatever, and that's one thing for sure. As far as beer trends go, though, honestly, like maybe I just didn't have my finger to the pulse in that time or whatever, but it's like I feel like out here in Colorado, we're just trucking along, you know, like not just trucking along, we're always trying to make what we were making, you know, better. And we have like, I don't know, there's some serious shit going on out here. And so I guess, and like, yeah, but I mean, folks popping up like new breweries, like I guess I was like all super negative, like the year I was gone, it was like breweries closed, but breweries also open. There's this cool ass trend that actually you, Manny, are a super like you are this thing. You are and maybe this was like our predecessors generation as well, but you're like of this generation of brewer turned entrepreneur brewer. Like you're like, but like the brewers like got super dope at their spots and their breweries were like sick as shit, and then they went out and like started their own breweries. Like that is
Thank you. That's
that's
awesome,
what
man. I
and that is and that's what I'm gonna end that's what I'm gonna end on. That's what happened the year I was gone. Cause like uh I have like some friends of friends down in Tucson. Um and I would like to believe that we're more than friends of friends and maybe just friends. But they opened this brewery called Slow Body, and they're sick. Like it's so good. And our friends had their wedding reception there, and so I was able to taste some of their beers, and it was just like their beer was so good. And like just taking a peek at like the way that this guy like designed his brew house was just stupid. It was like, oh my God, you didn't miss a step. You took all your experience from all of the all of the different versions of this that you saw, and you made it like so much doper, you know? And like I know that's what you did. You put so much thought into how you designed your space to be a very functional brewing space, you know? Um we have a brewery here
Yeah,
in Denver,
you know.
um, Full Frame. They opened up during that time that I was out of the biz,
Oh
and
yeah,
it was that's the
frame.
homie, like you knew OMF, our mutual friend Jacob
Yeah, yeah,
from, yeah, he and Alyssa from Jagged Mountain opened up Full Frame in the old Jagged Mountain space. So it's like as that brewery closed, it's like out of the ashes, you know, like grows the phoenix. Like so I
yeah,
started by saying like negative shit and like, oh yeah, it was like a bunch of breweries in Colorado are closing. But like actually it's like there is this new generation, this new life, and it's I love the brand behind, like the feeling behind all of these breweries. Like your brewery, I've never been to your brewery. Like, like
you'll be
I'm
there.
embarrassed to
It
say
will,
that, but like it's
won't
like,
be.
but it's like that space. You were like one of my favorite breweries without even ever being there. Like I know, and what's wild is when I visit these spaces,
Don't make me cry,
it
bro.
oh, come on. I'm here for that.
Yeah,
But
I
like
know. You're trying to make me cry. You're doing whatever you can to make me
hey,
cry.
if we start
I
this
know.
interview by me crying, then I'm
You know,
gonna make you cry.
it's usually easier to make me cry,
Come
but I
on,
think I've
man.
cried
I'm
a
a big
lot
crier
over the last
myself.
couple of years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Awesome, man.
like, but the excitement
Thank you.
when I go to these spaces, I, as somebody who's been around this shit, you know, like I'm about to be 40 years old. Like I've been doing this for half my life now, and it's like I'm feeling that excitement again when I go to these places for the first time and like try their beers. And when their beers are dope, it is like, you know, which the two examples I just said, like they have not disappointed me. And it's like, it's just so cool. There's there's really cool shit going on in it. You know, it's what do you want it to be, right? Like beer's happening everywhere, and it's doing all kinds of different things, right? So it's like, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
What is so like what is happening, you know?
Yeah. I mean, what is happening out there? Like, what are there any styles out there that are kind of
I don't know. In my
like dipping
sphere,
down, or
what is it? What was that
are there
question?
any style? Are there any styles in that area that are kind of like falling out, or is everything kind of just like chilling? You know,
Hmm. I don't know about falling out necessarily. Like,
like dropping
um,
off a little bit, or
I would say, I mean, it's tough to say too, right? Like I only talk to like not only talk to like it sounds like I'm in my tap room and not talking to the customers. But like I mostly like I talk to a lot of brewer type people, right? Like brewers are like brewer adjacent types. So like to us, the haze craze out here anyway. That
yeah,
might be super triggering out there. What I what
yeah,
like and also
oh,
that
whatever. Yeah,
I just realized that saying that might sound super fucking offensive to somebody from the East Coast. Like I
yeah,
holy shit, dude.
yeah.
I
I'm
just
about
said
to close
haze
my
craze. Is that awful?
I'm about to close my laptop right now, dude.
Are you really?
I don't.
That sounds super offensive
I just
though.
want to know, like the like.
All
I'm
right.
sure it's like, all right. So here it's probably like one thing. There it's probably one thing. California it's probably one thing. I just want to know like what's happening in Colorado right now.
Regionally.
What's happening in Colorado right now? And
Hmm.
I know that you have won an award at Joyride, and that was GABF last year, right?
Yep. Yeah.
That, and I was watching it, and I did not write down like what it was. Was it a fruited something?
Yeah, yeah.
What was it?
It's our black ras blonde.
All right, cool.
Um and yeah, it's blackberry, raspberry, blonde ale. And that beer, like, I
That's
mean,
cool. Yeah,
because like
really cool.
partially because we won that, but also like I like to brew with fruit. I don't like to drink a lot of fruit beer, but I love making sours. I love making these beers where you get to like use flavors that don't come from, just
Yeah.
grains or hops,
Hell yeah.
so it's like, or yeast, but like it's like I water too. But it's really cool when you can get inspired from food to make beers. I don't know. Like that's kind of where I come from when it comes to putting fruit in beers. But our Black Raz Blonde is a beer that's I should know the history of that beer better than I do. We're celebrating our 12th anniversary this summer, and that beer might have been with us the entire time we've been open. It's won a handful of medals. But yeah, bronze at GABF last year, like such an honor. Like it
Yeah,
was
that's awesome.
it was
Yeah.
wild. Like thank you so much, Manny.
I think I was like watching it too, and I texted you. I was like, dude, this is so fucking cool, you know?
Oh no, yeah, it was a whirlwind. But like also just like that, like as soon as they call your name and I'm like standing right there, and it was like it felt like the wind was knocked out of me. Like I had to
Yeah,
like
I
it was
bet.
like
Yeah.
I was like inhaling and it was like they were like
Yeah.
double pumps. It was like like to get like one like full lung load, it like took me like two to pulls to get there,
Funny, man. Like I never really thought too much about like submitting beers to competition, but we did for World Beer Cup, and we were there at like the ceremony, and it was like, man, if your name gets called, it's probably like the coolest thing ever. And like we one of the beers that we submitted was our Belgian quad, which is really cool, man. It's a really, really fucking good quad with a local homebrew club. And then when they announced who came in third, it was like, or who came in bronze, it was like a very famous Belgian brewery. And I was like, oh yeah, uh, you can leave. Yeah,
It's like no chance of
yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Our
That's
beer's
the third place.
our beer's like, no, I was kidding. No, it's really
But like
good. But
you're
like
I mean that's I think that I think that
it's the
brewers
best in the world, dude. It's like
absolutely like
think
you're like
nobody should ever be upset that they don't win, or you know, no one should ever be upset about how the results come out in a competition, because like there's just so many breweries, there's so many beers, like, and it's all fun, man. We're all just trying to help each other get better, and like just put out the best beer we can, and like it's just the best.
I think that's like the reason for competitions like that, right? Is like to
Exactly.
get
Yeah.
better. And I think that I've seen that like the IPAs that are winning shit these days are nuts. These beers are so good. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
my
It's
homies,
crazy.
my homies over at Cannonball Creek that just
Oh,
won
they're crushing,
the gold for West Coast at World Beer
crushing,
Cup. Like their
crushing.
beers are so good. And like it's wild. I can't believe I could just drive my car, 15 miles or 15 minutes down the street. Not 15 miles. It's like what, 5 miles from me? Like it's nuts. It's like I can't believe a brewery of that caliber is just right down the street from me. And I know those people, like that they'll actually talk to me. That's
Yeah.
so cool, you know?
What do you think? And this is just saying, like, where I'm just riffing now, is like, what I feel like beer trends have just been like changing uh so often. What do you think is the next, like, we're halfway through 2026 almost. Like, what do you think the end of 2026, 2027, even 2028, like beer trends, like what do you see happening?
Damn. I
I know
mean,
it's tough, but like what
that's not really my game, Manny.
I know, dude. It's not mine
Um,
either, but like what do you
but I
think?
mean, I
You
guess
know?
like as
Riff.
like we should be thinking about like what the future holds, right? Ah, all right. So something that I think is probably important to consider is that like the kids don't want to drink like purely from a calorie standpoint. Not trying to say we like need to brew like low ABV shit, right? But like or like low calorie shit rather. But like that's gonna be influential. Like it's really weird. It's weird. Like I'm looking at
We
these like
just tapped we just
queen.
tapped it. We just tapped an 86 calorie ultralight lager today.
And see, that might be it's like when we were kids, we just did our due diligence and we went to the breweries and drank the beers. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing, kids? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm all for the like I don't want alcoholism out there. Like, I don't want people like over consuming things. I don't want people to, I don't know. Like, I think it's like a fair balance and stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
but I do find, and like I'll I'm about to be 40 years old, so like maybe it's age, but I'm leaning more and more toward a lighter and lighter beer, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so maybe all of us are like, maybe if the kids aren't trying to drink at all, then they don't want to get all fucked up on a big, you know,
Yeah.
6% anything, like maybe
I would
like,
love a 4% West Coast IPA,
right? Yeah. That's always been the thing is
Dude,
like,
that'd be
could
amazing.
it taste like this? And also, could I have a couple, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, you can have a couple West Coast IPAs, but like, I don't know now, like anymore, it becomes harder and harder. I'm a big, I go to breweries and order half pints,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so I think beer around here is kind of fun. We um when we were planning Blind Cat, it was like like everybody's so spread out, so you have to like figure out your thing, you know? Um we always wanted a Pilsner to be our flagship, which it is. We've gone through like different iterations of it, and like we're finally at like where we want it to be. But we have like 16 taps, so like we could have like a crazy rotation of beers, and like our I don't know, man. I just feel like our we can kind of put anything on and people will like at least come and try it. And if they like it, then they'll drink more of it, And it's really cool to have that kind of reputation of like a good quality, where people will just come and try something new and then like keep drinking it if it's good. Like mushroom beers. And we did a beet beer recently.
Yeah, I
Which
saw that. That looked awesome. I wanted to try it
it,
so badly. I was just like imagining. I use my imagination a lot, so I'll imagine what that beer tastes like.
dude, we just did our first like the ultra light beer, like ultra light lager is insane. Like I never in my life, and it's crazy. And I'll even like go into the recipe. It's like literally, it's like our flagship pilsner diluted in half before fermentation, but fermented with Kvike.
Oh
Uh,
shit!
yeah,
What?
and then
What?
yeah, and then but it's hopped with Nelson and Nelson and ah, man, all you need to know is Nelson. Like no one's gonna know the other half,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Nelson's the dope shit.
Yeah,
But what was
but
the
like
fermentation like? Was that shit just like ripping? Like I've heard, like
fast
fill the tank like
ripping.
halfway, or
So that's
like
like
prepare
where
to
that's where
catch
it's
it
like,
in another tank.
dude, that's where it's like insane. Like I was just like, I've never done this. I'm just gonna like go really wild with it. And so it's Hardwood Nelson, and then the pH dropped like crazy too. So that's like
Okay.
what I want to like talk about is
Okay.
like the pH got like so low. It was like mid threes. And I was
Okay.
like, I
What?
can't have like a sour
Right.
ultra light lager. Like that's not like not what people want. Like especially knowing people in this area, tart is like the sourest thing on the fucking planet. Like they won't get tart. They'll be like,
But like
like
you make sour you make sour beers, or
what's
do you
that?
not? Is that not a part of your repertoire? Is like sours? Like is that
Well, we dial them back. We can talk about that too, but like we dial them back a little bit. But this one, like the pH just dropped, so I just gave it stupid a massive dry hop,
okay?
like 3 pounds per barrel, ultralight lager, dry.
What?
It was Equinaut and Nelson, and like
Okay.
the pH obviously went up a bit enough uh to be like this really cool ultralight lager. So now we have it on. We just tapped it today, and it's so weird.
You
So
gotta send me some. I
I
gotta try
will, I
this
will, I
beer.
will, I will. It's wild. It's wild. Like I couldn't believe it. It's like 3.4%. It's 86 calories per 12-ounce pour. The brewery up the road has a lab, and they ran a sample for me. But
86
86
cows, dude. That's
calories,
dude
it's
for a
100.
12-ounce pour.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy, right? It's like
You're onto it, man.
less than Michelob Ultra. It's got flavor. It's made with Pennsylvania ingredients, not the hops, but the grain. And
That's so cool.
Kvike, which is like weird, and then it like just got sour, and then after the dry hop, it like isn't sour anymore. And I don't
All
know, it's
right.
wild. It's
All
wild.
right.
It wasn't sour, but it was definitely like tart, you know?
Yeah. But when you
And it's
taste
just
it now,
like
it's not tart because of the
no,
hops, or
no.
okay.
On draft, it's actually like pretty fire. Wrap up the conversation right now, I think. Is that like
All right. All
yeah.
right.
So
I will accept.
except me ending the conversation right now. But we could talk
You can hang up on me.
beep.
Oh, weird.
uh thank you, dude.
Oh, thank you,
I
man. Thank you so
seriously,
much for asking me to be
dude,
on here. Like, holy cow, I can't even tell you how much that means to me. Like, this is such an honor.
dude, I love you so much. I am
Likewise.
so bummed that we don't get to see each other more. And man, you've been like a part of my life for so much of my brewing career. So like this was a really cool time to be able to catch up and like just riff and just talk about stuff, you know. Love you,
Absolutely.
brother.
Love you too, man. Damn it.
Um Kevin will be back on the next episode of the show as the host, having a conversation with a brewer of his choosing. That will be on the air next week. So make sure you tune in for that. A reminder, visit allaboutbeer.com and follow on social media at allaboutbeer. To support journalism in the beer space, check out allaboutbeer.com/support. I'm Manny Salvatori of Blind Cat Beer Company. Thank you for listening to the Brew to Brewer podcast.
Tim here again from Berkeley Yeast. My favorite part about Tropics in a dried format is that it makes it easy to use Tropics more like an ingredient than a yeast strain. It's a great tool for turning tropical flavors up or down. Tropics on its own makes big notes of passionfruit and grapefruit, which is great for a lot of recipes, but sometimes you want to dial that thiol character down. Easy. You can just co-pitch at different rates with your house strain. If you want to dial it up, especially if you're using a pretty aggressive hop bill, then just add Tropics Boost. It's pure precursors dissolved in water and ethanol. Go to berkeleyyeast.com to find out how to turn the thiol dial to exactly where you want it.
Malteurop has long been a pillar of North American malting, and they're growing to meet the needs of the modern brewer. Their brand new warehouse expansion at the Winona, Minnesota Malt House marks a new chapter in their commitment to service and reliability. With increased capacity and optimized logistics at the Winona hub, Malteurop is delivering the quality you expect with the speed you need. Discover the Malteurop difference at malteuropmaltingco.com. Senos just changed the fermentation intelligence game again. Their new intelligent fusion module packs 5 high-precision sensors: pH, pressure, temperature, dissolved oxygen, and connectivity into a single compact module. One tank port and complete fermentation visibility. And it's built to evolve. New sensing capabilities will be added over time, so your Senos M3 gets smarter as brewing science advances. Stop patching together multiple devices. Invest in an intelligent platform built for what's next. Visit senos.com to learn more. That's SENNOS.com.